Let's go.
Yes, sir.
You were so freaking good in the first half of this game, but, well, you weren't able to finish drives. And on top of all of that, you made some mistakes, some at the quarterback position, some defensively, some drops mixed in there. But, man, you start things off with the punt here. Quinn Ewers has the pocket presence of a monk, and he gets sacked. Okay, so we get to this 2nd and 9, and this is really good offense from Arkansas. Everything is picked up really well. I never mind throwing the shallow drag to Andrew Armstrong. This has been a very profitable play for Arkansas. But once again, it just taught how the progressions are made here. You did have this dig right here on the levels-ish concept to Haas. He was open, would have been a big gainer, but this is never a bad option as Armstrong is able to cut upfield and sets up 3rd down. And then you get to this 3rd and 3. Is this pass interference? Well, it probably would have been if Tyrone Broden didn't fall on his own, right? This is entirely on him, and man, you just got to be able to keep your feet. He slips. It looks like PI, but he did slip beforehand, and the refs just aren't going to bail you out. All right, you guys know I am a huge jersey number guy, and legends should have their jersey number retired. There will never be another Razorback until I see it that is on Darren McFadden's level. So retire number 5. It's cursed. I know there have been other good number 5s like Rakeem Boyd and Rocket Sanders. You get a really good route right here, but Broden just has a nasty drop. I mean, that's just a gross drop. Now, what I would also say about this, is this a good throw by Taylen Green? Yes, but what I would have told him to do is run, right? If they're going to keep giving you this rush lane with their linebackers dropping this far back, I prefer the run instead of the throw because – look, this is a difficult throw to make. Now, he makes an absolutely perfect throw right here, but, you know, he's got to jump, and even if he were to catch this, he's taking a big hit. He still should catch it, but I prefer the QB scramble. It's picked off, and Texas would go on to score. So I got absolutely crushed on my Texas film study for saying that Quinn Ewers is so unfreaking believably overrated, and anyone that watched the first half know he didn't really play that well, but the stats look fine because Sark keeps running these types of plays. Play action, you fake the screen. There is no reason for the safety to be going into the screen right here, and Golden is behind him, and that's easy pitch and catch touchdown. Texas keeps getting away with it. I mean, this is their 3rd first half touchdown in the past month and a half on a variation of the screen and go play. Okay, so let's move ahead here to an absolutely positively amazing play by Taylen Green. Once again, Dubinion had a really good first half. Look at him pick up this blitz after the play action fake. That's really, really, really good stuff. Okay, he got a little ragdolled there, but that's okay. Now, I understand that this is wide the frick open to Andrew Armstrong for a touchdown, but it's hard when you're on the run right here, and the design of this play is to get Satania on the deep over, and if you're Taylen Green in this spot, you think the safety is running with the post. The safety actually gets over the top of this. The corner also leaves the post for the safety, and this is a walk-in touchdown right here. Still not bad. That, once again, that sounds like it's a criticism. It's not. You'll take this all day, every day. Of course, you prefer the touchdown, but there's no way that Taylen could know that that safety is leaving. All right, it's 1st and 10, plus territory, 1:19 left to go. And honestly, the biggest difference in this first half was Taylen Green's inability to step up into the pocket. It is basically the same thing as the Texas A&M game. So the reason why I am so anti rolling out to the right side, number one, it cuts off half the field. And number two, if you get sacked, it is a larger loss of yardage, okay? So take a look at how this play actually develops. So it is a 3-ish man rush with a quasi QB spy rushing behind it. So it's a really good defensive design by Texas, okay? So in this spot, Amarion Harris going up against this 4-eye Collins, who's a really good player. He swims. Harris had a really rough first half. But now, in this spot, you don't need to roll out to the right side every single time. The first thing is there are no receivers to this side of the formation. So it makes no sense to roll out to the right. Okay, notice there's only one receiver. All your routes are going to the left. All right, so step up into this instead of always trying to roll out to the right. All right, the one thing that I got right more than anything else was a UAPB game where Taylen Green had that one crazy run where he ran out to the right side in a similar spot on the field, and he was able to avoid the sack. And that amazing run he had, I feel, has led to a lot of these bad rollouts to the right. Step up into it. Take a look. If you step up in, guess what? You hit this hitch right here to the left, okay? Or just get off of this altogether and work to the backside. Or if you step up into this and you act like you're running the hitch, you could probably pull this corner and hit Satania on the deep corner right here, okay? It's just really, really, really poor feel for the game, quarterback play, and this essentially kills the drive. And then here, it's essentially the same thing, okay? 2nd and a mile, okay, let's call it 2nd and Star City. Is this a really good throw with a lot of anticipation? Yes, and you like to see this. This is a huge development in Taylen Green's game. Look at when he's actually ripping it. That's good stuff. It still should be caught, all right? Look at that ball through the window. Bang, hits him right in the hands. Really good quarterback play, and that's good for, his future prospects, seeing him throw with this type of anticipation. But my thing is, I'd rather you tuck and run or throw this. It's a far more sure option. And the reason why doing that helps is you can't defensively keep calling these plays where these backers are able to sit back here. You tuck and run, you're picking up at least some yards. I just didn't understand it. Okay, and this is why you should follow me on Twitter. I basically made the same point here. It is 3rd and a gazillion, all right? Once we get to here, okay, there is no need to roll out to the left. All right, you're running against your body. Put 2 hands on the football and run as hard as you can through here. Run as hard as you can, and you're probably getting past this rusher, okay? Now, it's going to be tough because this is a DB, so he's faster, but look at this. Look at this. It's a gully that you can run through. Now, can he get off of this and sack you? Yes, but if you plant and go right here, he might not get it. I think he's powerful enough to get through there. And once again, if you roll out to the left like this, the sack becomes a far larger loss, okay? And Colin Simmons, the 5-star true freshman, gets a huge, huge, huge sack. Really good to have Jaquindon Jackson back. I mean, I miss watching this guy play the running back position. And, of course, he's not going to be as explosive. We even predicted before the season that he was more than likely going to get banged up. But it's well worth bringing him in because of things like this. Really well done on the blocking on this play. But this is why you love having him. And, honestly, Rashad Dubinion played one of his better halves of football to start, but still really good run. We get to here, and ball placement is an issue for Taylen Green. Like, we don't want the receiver here to be jumping while he's catching it, but this ends up being a really good play by Anthony. After making the catch, he's able to show off his speed, keep his balance. He's not a good blocker, obviously, but making that guy miss and falling forward for this many yards in this spot was really freaking impressive. Okay, so we get to here, and I was actually listening to Quinn Grovey talk about this, and we brought it up on Twitter as well, okay? You have got to start stepping up into pockets. I don't mind rolling out to the right either because the contain is easily broken in this spot, but obviously, you always prefer to be stepping up and then instead of just stepping out every single time. And Lucas does get called for the hold right here. And is it much? Not really, but the ref is going to call it. And that's another thing about stepping outside is more than likely those holds are going to happen. So just not a good decision. Step up into the pocket instead of rolling out every single time. All right, second and Magnolia here. And, man, out of 12 personnel, I mean, you just got to have this. You really, really, really do. You're high-lowing the mic here. So he steps down on the receiving tight end, Luke Haas. And this is actually a really good throw right here because the protection breaks down. And Texas is able to get a legal low shot on Taylor Green's bottom half because Carmona pushed 45 down into Taylor Green's legs. Okay, so it's not a penalty. And look at the throw from Taylor Green while he's getting hit. To pull off upsets, you've got to have your tight ends make those catches. It's a difficult catch, but you would like to see him make it. And here we go. It's third and smack over. And this is another opportunity for Taylor to tuck and run, right? Texas is able to lose air contain versus a rushing quarterback, and the rushing quarterback doesn't make him pay. You see him basically locking in on this receiver when there is a pocket or a space for him to step up into this, right? His pocket presence just is not that great, and you're never, ever, ever going to pick up a first down or really gain any yards out of this, right? Step up and get vertical. All right, Arkansas's defense played good enough to win, okay? This was a play that scored big versus Florida. Good football IQ right here from Hudson Clark to stick with the running back on the screen throw back, and good job by Ball right here being right here for the sack, okay, or the huge loss of yards. Almost able to strip it as well for a huge play, and Texas has to punt. All right, let's move ahead. 2 minutes left to go in this first quarter, and it's practically the same thing. Why are you spinning out of the pocket? It doesn't make any sense. And I understand Amarion Harris had a tough game. That's as good as it gets. Okay? So, yes, your guard gets swam right here. But look, step through. Step through. There is no reason to spin out this way into a sack. Okay? And Amarion Harris gives up the sack. He's doing his job. Step up. Don't need to spin back out. Okay? He's not the only quarterback that struggles with this, but man, ugh. All right, I did not like this play call, and I would be very interested to see what the overall EPA and productiveness is on these switch verticals. I thought Arkansas could have done a better job with the shallow drag stuff, okay? But Taylor takes the sack. There's nowhere for him to go. There was just absolutely nowhere, and it's the end of the half. So we've reached halftime, and we want to shout out our presenting Razorback coverage partner, Sequoia Dental. Book your appointment today, sequoiadental.com. Dr. William Wilson and his staff, man, they have really supported what we're doing here, so please go support them. So, really good stuff. This play pretty much indicates that they're going to be playing some variation of man coverage. This is a good job by Taylor Green, seeing that via man coverage, that this DB with inside leverage on the out, this ball should be thrown every single time. It's really good coverage recognition. Taylor gets this ball out here on the upfield shoulder, and Isaac TeSlaa is able to pick up the first down. Good offense. Okay, I have been critical of him in recent games, but Rashad Dominion had a really good game. Look at him making this guy miss. This play is dead, and he makes another guy miss right here, and he's able to turn this into a somewhat decent play compared to it should being a 5 or 6 yard loss. All right, so we get to here. Bad quarterback play. It's bad. It's just bad. Okay? You have what you want. Man coverage right here. Who cares if it's not wide open or if this DB is breaking down on this? Take it, right? Armstrong is so good at making the first guy miss. Throw it. It's there. It's clean. throw the damn ball, okay? Then he decides to work backside to the dig, and the umpire gets in the way of this. So you get a little unlucky there, all right? So now it's scramble drill time, and then the QB spy is right there to just clean it up, and you're lucky to avoid the sack. But the ball just has to be thrown to Armstrong right there. So it's 3rd and Marion, and Emarion Harris gets beat by Colin Simmons. He's a 5-star true freshman, probably the best young pass rusher in college football. It's practically the same thing, though. All right? What they do is they bring a slot corner blitz from the right, and they disguise it really well, and there's nobody here to pick it up, okay? So he is unblocked as well through here. But once again, step up, all right? You're locking in, and honestly, there's really not a whole lot Taylor could do in this spot. Now, I don't even think he's getting through here. And it is a little unfortunate that if he were to work from right to left, this is a first down, but the progression starts from left to right to the field side. He probably could have thrown this ball to Armstrong if it starts off right to left, but still, Harris just got beat so bad, and there's not as much Taylor could do in that spot. Okay, biggest play to start the second half was the mesh rail right here, and man, it is so unfortunate that you get beat on this play because the first read of the progression here is the rail, and you get a little rub for this backer, and he loses his man coverage assignment. It was just a blown coverage. Someone has to account for the running back. Good thing, though, for Arkansas, they had good red zone defense, and they were able to hold on just for a field goal. Okay, so can we stop believing that Quinn Ewers is a good quarterback? I mean, my goodness gracious, this is just really bad stuff. You know, his only 2 big throws in this game was a wide open touchdown and then a mesh rail to a running back that was wide open. Just make this throw. You know, hit him right in the chest, and he's probably picking this up and maybe scoring. I mean, my goodness gracious. Ugh. All right, so you get a pass interference call, and then now you get to hear, love this from Taylor Green, okay? Love this concept as well. So they had been bringing a lot of slot corner blitzes from the boundary, as you guys have seen in this film study. So what do? Well, you give Taylor Green quick options, and one of the best things you can do is if you know that a slot corner blitz is coming from this side, you can run a stop from the direction of the blitz. He could throw this, and if he makes this guy miss, it's pay dirt. Or because the slot corner blitz is coming from here, you know that this will draw the safety, and it's a clean vertical to throw the football to. That is excellent offense, and Taylor hit this versus Tennessee nonstop to Armstrong, and of course he makes the play. What a catch. Then you love this, right? Before the next replay is up, Arkansas is already snapping this football. Only 16 seconds eclipses from the play clock, and you're just playing pitch and catch right here. Okay, good stuff, good quick football, good ball location away from the corner. That is what you want to see from Taylor Green. And this is what we brought up in the film study earlier this week. So before every Arkansas game on Wednesdays, we do drop a film study where we will break down Arkansas versus any opponent. Taylor Green can outrun pretty much any DB on the zone read. He had a good angle on it, but it doesn't matter. And Taylor, of course, showing what he does best, okay, which is running. Okay, good run, and you pick up the first. Okay, so this is one you have to have, all right? Perfect play call again. So you've been hitting them on these outs all day, every day, and now you're going to hit them over the deep middle. All right, they bring a corner blitz. Look at this pass off right here from this Arkansas offensive line. That's really, really, really good protection. So you get exactly what you want. And Taylor actually had 2 options here. He had Luke Haas on the dig, and he also had Andrew Armstrong on the post, and he just, I don't even know how he missed it that bad, but he did. Really good offense. You show a jet sweep, and guess what? Jaquindon Jackson runs underneath the blitzer, and this is what he brings you. He's able to make guys miss, okay? makes that safety miss on the blitz, and now all he has to do is get vertical. He obviously made a bad decision here, okay? I would have stayed on the butt pad of Andrew Armstrong. If he does, he's scoring. So not a good bounce read right there, but it's still a good run, and you pick up a first down. After a few good zone read plays, you get a nice little inside handoff. I'm not the biggest fan of tightening everything in, as many of you know, but either way, Ja'Quinden Jackson, God, that's a good run. To make that guy miss right there and then fall forward for a tutty, there you go. All right, so it's 3rd and Junction City, and man, this is really, really, really bad quarterbacking here. Arkansas gets bailed out. I mean, this is very soft coverage for a 3rd and 12 where if you get the stop, you're off. Look at this. First down here, first down here, first down here. How does Ewers not throw a single one of these and run into a sack? I mean, I've told everyone that would listen, he's bad. He's bad. And guess what? He still can throw, and he doesn't decide to. Well, actually, he does, and it's too late, okay? Way too late, and it's incomplete. Look at this. The defensive call was not great. I would not have been playing this far behind the sticks when you have a chance to get him off the field. That's tough. That's really, really, really bad. Okay, so we move ahead to this 3rd down. This Arkansas running game starts cooking, and I would keep doing the zone read stuff until they stop it, okay? Just a handoff all the way. Look at this. I mean, 95, and these DTs have been so good for Texas lately. The middle of this Arkansas offensive line had a really good day. Nichols, man, good player. There's a lot of good centers in the SEC this year. Cooper Mays at Tennessee's a good player. And look at that. Look at that. Oh, man. Excellent stuff. Man, Taylon Green is playing really, really, really good stuff. Okay? Look at this. Excellent. Look at when he's deciding to rip it. Okay? Could this have been delivered a half a beat sooner? Maybe. But look at how much stuff is open, right? This is open. This is open. This is open. That is just really good design. This was open. You had 4 different routes open, and that's a good job by Taylon finding your best option for a first down. All right, so Texas had a huge tackle for loss on a zone read play. It was just a really good defensive call. The safety read it the entire way. Now they're running the screen where last week you had the slip from DeBinion, and this time he makes a guy miss. Really good job by this DT reading it. If he doesn't read that, this is a huge play. But once again, DeBinion had a really, really, really freaking good game. I'm not being sarcastic. It really was good. Oh, man. This is on Sam Pittman, okay? It just is. So, it's difficult. This is obviously not on Taylon Green. You have a really good play call. Now, if there is 2 A-gap players, okay, no matter what, you have got to pick this guy up, okay? He decides to go. He does not back out. So you can see that Arkansas slides their protection to the right here. And what I think should have happened, actually, I don't know, because 75 steps out here to the B gap, 55 steps out here. No matter what, this is on Sam, okay? You cannot, as an offensive line coach, being a head coach, have unblocked A-gap pressure in this spot, okay? This is obviously a design flaw because 63 does step this way, 76 and 55 steps this way, so, you know, it was called this way, okay? The way it should have been picked up here is 72 pick up here and 63 pick up here, or he pick up here, 55 pick up here. Because the problem here is they have exactly what they want. Okay, they're running mesh rail. Okay, remember earlier Texas had the big play on the mesh rail? Guess what? You get exactly what you want. This is a touchdown to win the game. Okay, touchdown to win the game if you lead him. But because there was so much A-gap pressure, he had to bail. He had to. Okay, you pick that block up. This is a touchdown to win the game. It's just that simple. Okay? Or not win the game, but actually take the lead. Wow. Okay? Ugh. Okay, so Texas starts to drive. They hit a deep comeback route to Isaiah Bond. It was just a really good play call. Sark's going to get you a few times, but where things started to go awry for Arkansas, they stayed in this three-man front, which was smart. If you're playing a better team with more talent and a better play caller, do something they don't expect you to do. And Arkansas not showing a whole lot of this quasi three-man front. But the nose tackle here, Gregory, gets blown all the way back to Fordyce, and it opens up this huge hole, and they pick up the first down. So now Texas decides to go quick, and now instead of getting vertical, they go horizontal. And once again, you'll see that these DTs are starting to get sealed, okay? This is a really smart design. If you're going to play tight with only a three-man front, seal everybody to the inside and get to the outside. Backer Xavier Sori takes a bad angle, and all you need is one final block here. And oh, man, this could have been a little bit better for Metcalf. Obviously, some players are taught to just go low and create a pile here. But, man, if you keep your head up, you're probably making a tackle there. 30, who I thought did some good things in this game, is tripped up. And Hudson Clark showing some toughness here. He was hurt early in the game. He's able to strip this football, and you have a chance here, and that was Arkansas's day. Very bad luck. Once again, Ewers had guys wide open. I don't know why he's not throwing this. So this is also there, but that's a lot of traffic. So he does a smart thing to work backside. And Texas is now, on the doorstep of making this a two-possession game. And then you get to here. I can't really blame Keon Stewart here. I mean, I really can't. This is a really good throw and a really good catch. It's a good job sealing that outside right there. I mean, there's really no defending that. I mean, there's honestly not. That's just a ridiculous grab. All right, here we go, 2nd and 15. And this deep post to Andrew Armstrong looks open. We can't see the safety, though. So this is a good job by Taylon Green to just hit this underneath to make it third and manageable. Okay? It's just good quarterbacking, and you want to live to fight another down. It's a two-possession, or it's a fourth down situation anyway, so make it third and manageable. You absolutely, positively have to have it. So what do? You put your best player in the slot to get a matchup versus a safety or a nickel, and you run a slant here, and then look at this route. Turned him completely around. He wanted no business with Andrew Armstrong there. Ball hits Armstrong in stride, and he's able to make a nice play after the catch. Okay? Oh, man. What a freaking play. And you pick up the first. Okay? Now you get to here. Zone read game has been cooking all game long, so you really hold it to have that end have to respect you, okay? Especially versus a true freshman like Colin Simmons. You don't really see a whole lot of this in high school, and that's a good pull read right there for a second down or first down, huge gainer, and now you're in field goal range. All right, so you get the look that you've been looking for all game long, okay? Safety sinks center field. That is exactly what you want on a switch vertical, okay? And, man, this is it, okay? Switch vertical, and it's there. And right here, the corner or the slot is thinking, hey, Andrew Armstrong's killing us on in-breakers. So he decides to go pick up Armstrong, and 5 didn't get the call here that he was passing this vertical off to 5, and guess what? It's off and running. And 5 almost made the smart decision, and this would have been the smart decision, to pull him down. I would tell my DB to pull him down because it's a walk-in touchdown. You just need Taylon Green to make a very simple throw. It can be even underthrown in this spot. It can also be slightly overthrown in bounds because Satania has a lot of speed, but you throw it to where you couldn't catch it at all. And then what happens on the very next play? Okay, remember, they had been killing you on these quick little screens, Arkansas. So what do? You fake like you're throwing it into the flat here, and you work backside to 17, and he fumbles the game away. Okay, Bobby called a really good game, y'all. He really did. You get the block needed. God, that is really good stuff. and 17 loses a game for you. Okay? You can't, I mean, that is just a ridiculous play by Collins. He had the big sack early in this game. He's got to be SEC Defensive Lineman of the Week. Okay? God bless. Come on, 17. He had the big drop versus UAB as well. And, well, you choked. I mean, it's just Arkansas being Arkansas, basically. And honestly, a big reason why you lost this game is you have Armstrong, you have some other good pieces, but after that, it's just a bunch of not great wide receivers. Oh, man. And this was the dagger. It's 3rd and 13. And honestly, on this screen, as you can see, Texas has not been good on third downs because Quinn Ewers is just not that good of a QB. All his big throws were just guys that are running wide open. Any quarterback's making that play. Man, once again, you can see how far back Arkansas is shifting and playing very conservatively, okay? I don't quite understand that in this spot because you've got to get off the field. I am sitting my guys, putting their heels on the sticks, and if they hit us over the top, the game's over anyway. So Arkansas's players are so far back on the screen, it's really difficult to come up and make the tackle. Another thing about having your DBs so far back here, and we pointed this out a little bit earlier, is it does create a lot more space for these offensive linemen, and Texas's linemen are the best at getting out on screens. They really rep it. I have a friend that is in the know at Texas. They do a good job of coaching this up. Now, if you had, let's just say, one extra DB in the box, maybe you're able to knife in here and make this play, but you see Slaughter reads it late. He's backpedaling here, and there's just too much space for these offensive linemen to get these good blocks out. 22, I believe that Spence does a good job getting out this block and cutting it back in. Maybe he could have been a little bit better of an athlete to stick down and make this play. But you see how far back these DBs have to come in and make this play. You're just giving up the first down in that spot. It's just too conservative in that spot. So, what do we make of this game, Arkansas fans? Please give me your honest thoughts on what went wrong. Well, it's simple. Let's start with the quarterbacks of both of these teams. They were bad, with a capital B, bad. Quinn Ewers and Taylen Green, both Texas natives, both probably grew up Longhorn fans. God, I mean, the play calling in this game was actually really good from Sark and Bobby Petrino. Their QBs just did not execute the game plan. They had horrible pocket presence, missed wide open guys, and a lot of the success was on play designs that honestly a whole lot of quarterbacks could have thrown. And if I'm being honest, I thought Taylen Green was better than Quinn Ewers. And I understand there's going to be a lot of fire Sam Pittman, and I did call him out on giving up that A-gap pressure. But if I'm Arkansas, I am seriously considering doing whatever it takes to keep Bobby Petrino around and running it back with Taylen Green. Because there is so much potential in this Arkansas offense. You just got to make the simple plays. And maybe some of you don't want to run it back next year with Taylen Green, but man, there were so many plays out there to be made. And honestly, I thought the Arkansas defense, I mean, they held serve. Obviously, they went into this game with this 3-safety look, and I think they just ran it a few too many times, right? Why are you playing this soft when you've got to get off the field, okay, when you're losing by this much, okay? I just didn't understand some of the defensive calls, but T. Will's defense was not the reason why they lost, even though Quinn left a lot of yards on the field. I also think getting beat on that red zone touchdown early is inexcusable when Texas had been running that play all year. No one could stop it. And in fact, we actually did a film study before the season. Bobby Petrino also runs this play. All right, and if you are Texas, man, I am going to Arch Manning. I mean, this Quinn Ewers stuff, it showed on the Florida tape too. I mean, first off, I do want to show Steve Sarkisian a lot of credit for going for it here. A field goal really doesn't do you a whole lot of good. It's still a 2-possession game. And what do? You pull a zone read out of your hat with Ewers. You get a really good block right here by Gunnar Helm. And, man, you pick up the first down. Wow. That is just absolutely craziness. So, I'm moving to Arch. So Texas fans, let me know what you guys think as well. But yeah, Arkansas, this was going to sting. If Broden actually catches a football, is 17, doesn't fumble, and Taylor Green makes just a few more of the easy plays, man, Texas's defense, 95, and those guys made plays too, but goodness, Texas backed into this win, and this could have been an all-time upset opportunity. It is Power Hour SEC. Boom! Don't forget Monday night live streams at 5. Thanks to our friends again at Sequoia Dental and SequoiaDental.com. Should Arkansas run it back with Sam Pittman? For real, comment down below. I think not. I don't. But there's also a piece of me that thinks, well, maybe Talon can make a few more of these plays with Sam and run it back with T. Will. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know. Huh?